Hey guys, SpinoDude here and welcome back to another video. Today guys, we're going to be taking a look at another brand new Safari Ltd figure for the #HawaiiSafari campaign. So let's have our co-host Marvin bring it out. Thank you, Marvin. So today guys, we are going to be taking a look at this. It is the brand new Safari Ltd Regaliceratops. We are back doing the #HawaiiSafari campaign, guys. It has been a little while since we've done a video, but I'm super excited to be back and being able to do reviews on the brand new Safari Ltd figures. A massive thank you to Safari Ltd for sending the next batch of figures out to the channel so we can do video reviews on them. And you know, fun fact guys, I actually just realized very recently, shout out to Regaliceratops for helping me realize this when I was chatting with him, but I was actually pronouncing Safari Ltd wrong. I've been calling it Safari Ltd all this time and I had no idea. So thank you for that correction, Regaliceratops. I'm now going to try to restrain myself from saying Safari Ltd so I can actually say Safari Ltd. But anyway guys, we're going to be taking a look at this awesome figure, the brand new 2018 Regaliceratops. So without further ado guys, why don't we jump straight into the review. Before we take a closer look at the figure, here are a few quick facts about Regaliceratops itself. Regaliceratops Peter Hughesy means royal horned face. It was a Ceratopsian from the Cretaceous period of what is now North America. Regaliceratops is a very recent discovery, being named and described back in 2015. It is known from a single skull, which exhibits unique ornamentations compared to its relatives. Regaliceratops was unearthed in the St. Mary River Formation in Canada, a location also known for having remains of Pachyrhinosaurus and Albertosaurus. So without further ado guys, let's start taking a closer look at this spectacular Ceratopsian. Alrighty guys, so here is the brand new Safari Ltd 2018 Regaliceratops. And this is a great choice for a Ceratopsian for Safari Ltd to make, being as it is one of the, if not the most recent Ceratopsian being discovered. It is such a unique looking animal with all of its unique head ornamentations and such. And while this animal was being teased with Safari Ltd teasing their new releases, I actually expected them to make a Styracosaurus. But it turned out to be Regaliceratops, which I think is really cool. For first impressions, this figure looks incredibly naturalistic and the detail is stunning. I can't wait to show you guys the detail close up. It is beautifully done. But there are a couple things that slightly bother me about this figure, and I'm going to touch on those later on in the video. Alright, so first of all, just look at this beautiful skin texture here. This is absolutely gorgeous. All of these scales have been individually carved into the sculpt, and Safari even included the larger round scales that are present on Ceratopsians. But they are absolutely beautifully done, and you really have to have this figure in hand to get the full effect of it. The limbs are beautifully done as well. I like all of the toned musculature, it looks very naturalistic, and the feet are done very nicely. The claws are done in a darker brown color, as you can see, and there are 3 clawed digits on each of the front feet, and 4 clawed digits on each of the back feet. The tail is good as well and has a very appropriate length and overall size in comparison to the body, for this being a Ceratopsian. And I like the natural flow of the tail dripping down from the back of the animal's hips there. I think that looks very naturalistic and that is very well sculpted. Now the head on this Regaliceratops is very nicely done, but I do have a slight issue with it. It doesn't really feel like a Regaliceratops face to me. For some reason, with the depictions I've seen of Regaliceratops, I just feel like maybe the eye could be slightly misplaced. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's just something about the face that seems a tiny bit off to me. I think this side looks much better, in my opinion, than this side. But there's just something slightly off to me, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Perhaps it's just me. But anyway, the eye is done in a bright blue color. Beautiful choice on the eye color there, really makes the eye stand out. The beak and the horns, as well as the ornamentation on the frill, that's all done in a tannish peach color. And I like these 8 larger scales on the frill that sort of make up the eye spots there. I think that's a nice choice. Also, the nose horn looks slightly crooked to me. Maybe it's just the paint application because the paint sort of ran at the base of the horn there. But overall, from the sides, you can't tell it's crooked, and you're not really going to be looking at this one head on most of the time anyway. The nostrils are carved out on the front of the snout as well, and the interior of the mouth has been carved out, sculpted, and painted in a fleshy pink color. And then behind the frill, you can even see there are ear holes on both sides of the skull. Also, looking at the face close up, especially around the mouth, some of the details look like they've been smudged, especially on this side of the face. On this side, no, it's still there on this side. It's a little bit smudged, but it's not as bad on the bottom jaw of the Regaliceratops there. I'm not sure if that's picking up on camera, but in person you can really see it. It's almost like the grooves in between the scales have been slightly raised up, as opposed to being much deeper to see the scales all separate from each other. But from a distance, you can't really tell it's there, and it's not a huge deal in my opinion, but it's just something to note. Now the colors on this Regaliceratops are very nice, but I do have a problem with the colors, and that is they are very, very similar to some of Safari's previous Ceratopsian figures. I'm going to bring those out for comparison later, so you can see the similarities, but I just wish at least the main gray color on the body was changed to something different, because gray and light brown seems to be the color Safari is going towards a lot for their recent Ceratopsian figures, except for their brand new 2018 Triceratops, which is black, which is still pretty similar to gray, but it does have those nice yellow markings, and it makes it seem very unique in comparison to the other Ceratopsians. I do really like this orangey underbelly. I think that is a great addition. And on the bottom you can see it's like a bright fiery blood orange color, which I think looks great. It reminds me of some modern day lizards. And then that orange color carries up onto the face and then onto the frill as well, which I think is a nice choice. Overall, the color combination is great, Safari. Don't get me wrong, I love the color combination here, it looks fantastic. But next to some of your previous figures, it just feels a little bit too similar. Also, the pose on this figure, nothing incredibly special, but I think it works. It almost looks like this Regaliceratops is starting to bend over to maybe take a drink or take a bite of some vegetation or something. I think it works out. I personally like it better from this side. I think that looks better. This side, the stretching of the neck and the raising of this foot looks a little bit more awkward to me, but it's still within the realms of believability, and I think it works out. I prefer the figure from this side, personally, when it's on display. Alright, so why don't we do a quick measurement of this figure? So Marvin, why don't you bring out the ruler? Thank you, Marvin. Alrighty guys, we've got our trusty flexi ruler here, so let's give this Regaliceratops a measure. So in terms of the length from the tip of the tail all the way to the tip of the nose horn, we are looking at around 6.5 inches, which is about 16-17 centimeters. And in terms of the height at the highest point, which is the top of the frill here, we are looking at about 3 inches, which is about 7.5 centimeters. For comparison, I'd like to bring out Safari's 2 most recent Ceratopsians besides their brand new Triceratops, of course, and that is their 2017 Dinosaur and their 2015 Ceratopsian. And you can see with these Ceratopsians next to the brand new Regaliceratops, you can see how the color schemes are very similar. I think that the yellow markings on the Ceratopsian stand out, especially next to the duller colored Regaliceratops and Dinosaur. But the basic gray and brown colors for the main parts of the body are still present here, and I think I would just like at least some brighter colors on the face of the Ceratopsians. I think that would really make them pop, because Safari has been putting some really great color schemes into like their sauropods and such, for example, and I think it would be great if you just took some of those color patterns and put them around the face and on the frill of the Ceratopsians and such. That would really make them pop and it would look great. But overall, I absolutely love these figures and they look great next to each other. The detail is fantastic on all of them, and Safari do not stop making Ceratopsians because I think with all the unique head ornamentations on all of these, they're gonna look so cool on my shelf and so many other people's shelves, just all displayed in a line. So fantastic work as always, Safari. Your Ceratopsians are great. I would just like to see a little bit more diversity color scheme wise with them. Alrighty guys, it's time for my overall rating on this figure, and I think that this brand new 2018 Safari Limited Regaliceratops deserves 4 stars out of 5, an epic rating. This figure is absolutely fantastic. The sculpt work is stunning here. Safari just keeps getting better and better with all of the scaling detail on their figures. It is beautifully done. My only real nitpick with this figure that prevented me from giving it a 5-star legendary rating is that I just feel the color scheme is too similar to their previous Ceratopsian figures. But other than that, I think this figure is absolutely beautifully done. Safari, keep up the great work and do not stop making Ceratopsians because you do a fantastic job with them. Well, there we go guys, that was today's look at the brand new Safari Ltd 2018 Regaliceratops. Overall, I think this figure is absolutely fantastic, and if you're a fan of Ceratopsians, I definitely recommend picking this one up. So if you guys want to get this one for yourself, go to www.safarilimited.com, or you can go to amazon.com/safarilimited and make sure to check out their other awesome products while you're there. So anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel. Also leave a comment telling me what you think of this brand new Regaliceratops figure. So thank you so much guys for watching, and as always I will see you in my next video. Take care and bye-bye.